I read a book called Working, and the only happy man in the book was this piano tuner. And I read this and I instantly said, that's what I'll do at 4 in the morning. And I couldn't wait to finish work at 8 in the morning and go up the hill to the conservatory and look for the piano tuner, where I was 2 year program. And it was very different. I was immediately capable. But I was also working as hard as I was working on this piano tuning just as hard as I did as a music student. And it really helped. And I still do. I work all day, every day. And it has turned into, for me, it turned profitable. I mean, I was able to make something that's real. I worked in the harpsichord factory, and 2 years of work on little machines doing things. Nothing interesting, but they had a commission to build a forte piano. I didn't know this, but a lawyer from Oslo called them and said, "You received full payment for this piano 3 years ago. Where is it?" So the next day I was made a piano builder. And I made my first piano in 3 months.
Ne, my jsme tohleto, co vlastně tohleto piano, který teď se vyrobilo, tak to jsme plánovali už kdysi před 15 lety. Čili ty odlitky jsou odlévaný na ztracený vosk, to znamená, že model se vyrobí z vosku, zaformuje se, ten vosk vyhoří, vypálí se a místo něho se naleje mosas. A pak se opracovává tradičním způsobem.
Já jsem s Polem začal pracovat, jelikož Pol byl taková pro mě studna informací. On hodně znal, bylo to úplně něco nového, protože přišel s novýma informacemi ohledně výroby kláves. Tak já pro Pola vyrábím přímo klávesnice, jsou to vlastně forma, na co se hraje v klavíru. Není to bedna, není to korpus, nejsou to nohy, dělám přímo klávesy.
It isn't the same emotional feeling as a performer has in this intimate association with what they're playing. I have a pragmatic approach to things of beauty. Sometimes a piano of mine, which is very successful, then I'm deeply moved. And they use it in medicine. I could buy it. And I do this, and it's now we go in the piano. I think building a nice piano is I work like a doctor, and you hope the patient gets out the door without falling over.
Telephone for Paul. Hello, Malcolm? Hello, hello? Oh, yes, it is indeed, Malcolm. Yeah. Yes. Well, I'd like any way to come because I'd like to see you. Let's put it this way, and I'd like also to give it a good because I'm uneasy, and I would like very much to come do this.
Malcolm, I met the first time in 1983 when he brought a piano to me to do something with it because he had to take it to London to record the Mozart concertos with Gardiner. It was a Philip Belt Walter piano with not so very interesting character and a miserable mechanic. So I replaced the mechanic and I put that in it. And he liked it. I mean, he was very grateful for having an instrument that had a little more sound for his recording.
Yeah. You know, others instruments which are related to piano are xylophone, marimba. And in a xylophone or a marimba, you can take hard hammers, and then you can take soft hammers,
Yes.
and then you can go way up in the air,
Yeah.
and you can do this. And in pianos, all of them, you have one hammer and one distance,
Yes,
and it has
and
to
that's
do
it.
everything. And this is so incredibly crucial. And this is the kind of thing that you do, I think, really just better than anybody. It's I think the most important thing in any piano, from Cristofori to Steinway.
I hope you will like the Graf. I find it has tone. The quality of tone.
It's almost impossible to describe piano tone to anybody. How do you describe piano tone?
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
It's a reaction.
It's a little bit like wine.
Yeah.
You use all these flowery words but if somebody hasn't tasted the wine, it's a little
Well,
bit
there are
difficult.
citrus notes.
Yeah. And many of us think that the music of Mozart or of Chopin or of Schubert or of Beethoven was not really designed for pianos like that. Steinway piano is very, very different from anything Beethoven ever would have known. You know? And of course, this doesn't mean you cannot play Beethoven wonderfully on a Steinway. For over about 150 years now, the greatest musical talents have been playing on these Steinways, but there's more to be discovered. And builders like Paul McNulty and players like me, we want to discover these things that have been hidden. That's pretty much what it is.
It is what it,
Yeah.
and you have found it in the iconography, in the text, the clues which are specific and highly detailed in the manuscript practices of these composers.
Any piano, once you play it, the hammer hits the string and you cannot do anything else.
Yeah.
Now, the Steinway piano and Bösendorfer and Bechstein, they have what we call a slow developing tone. If you play a good Steinway, you have D, it actually goes up and blooms after you play it. Now, that's a very nice thing, but when Beethoven writes a sforzando, it's boom.
I wanted to study music because I I was not progressing happily as a rock guitar god. I wanted to be, and I didn't have harmony, and I didn't have any sophistication. I thought, well, I'll take a few lessons. I practiced 8 hours per day for 5 years. And, you know, my teacher said that, told someone else that I would go into a practice room and come out 8 hours later worse than when I started. And I thought, well, that's honest. And I never went back. Next. No, like this. And this goes in here. And it goes up, up. Ah, yes. And this goes forward. This is 18th century Formula One technology. And then this goes here and here. Oops. It's very testing in the first instance. So it's like that. This will tell me something. I go in the piano again. Priceless Sergei. Now I show him something. How to do it. And I, at this level, at the level where I am now, I am sorry that I don't know how to play, because there's much that would reveal itself to me if I should only play.
Tak. Mamy tu tašku?
If you ask me whether I am consumed with doubt and confusion about piano design, actually I'm not. I can see the soundboard, I can see it all go together. I think it's very nice.
terrific. Yeah. You know, it's a baby. It needs a little help, but it's extremely. I've never had a better Stein. You see, and it goes to a man who's waited 30 years. And now at last he's getting a Stein, and this is the best Stein I've ever made. Fact. Huh? So play please this Jeune Homme Concerto.